Hey guys, what's going on? So I'm back and got something a little cool today. So if you guys saw my post from the other day, I was looking for a new concealed carry option handgun. So I've been carrying a full size, and it's just it ain't working out anymore. Maybe I'm getting fluffier as I get older. Maybe I'm just getting lazy. I don't know what it is, but carrying full size just ain't it anymore. It's not working for me, and I needed to get something smaller. So what I wanted to do was jump into the new craze. Well, not really new. It's been going on for a few years. I'm a little behind the power curve. Micro compacts. So micro compact 9 mils are pretty much the standard now for your concealed carry options. You got the Hellcat, the P365, Glock 43X. Some people are still rocking the Glock 26, the M&P Shield Plus, the Taurus GX4, the Mossberg MCS or MC2 SC. That's what it is. Too many freaking letters, man. The Mossberg alphabet. And then the other option, which is not what I had expected to purchase. So I went in with the mindset that I was getting a Glock 43X MOS. That was it. That's what I wanted. After all the research I did between that, the 365, the Hellcat, that's what I wanted, and that's what I was getting. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kind of looked around the line, didn't really see any in stock. Go figure. Found everything else in stock, but not the Glock 43X MOS. 43X, yes, not the MOS, which is the optics cut, and I plan on running an optic, so just the regular one wasn't going to do it. I'm not paying $200 to have the slide cut when it's a factory option. So I go into a local gun shop, and maybe they got one, because who knows. And I go in, and they had a 43X, not an MOS. So I'm like, you know what? Let me hold it. Let me just feel it, because to this point I hadn't actually had one in my hand. So I just solely based on research, that's what I was gonna get. And I held it in my hand and just I didn't like it. I was like, you know what? Let me hold that 365, and it was optics cut. So I'm like, all right, cool. And held it in my hand. And I was like, all right, it feels a little better. Like, it feels decent. Let me go ahead and let me see that Hellcat there. Held the Hellcat, didn't like that at all. Just didn't feel right in my hand. And I kind of have like the Burger King dude hands, where like I have sausage fingers and stuff. So like my hand itself is like a normal man size, but then I got these little stubby appendages for fingers. So my grip is a little smaller, I guess. So it's like a medium, versus most guys I think tend to lean towards like a medium large-ish hand, and then you got some people who just have ogre hands. So yeah, it just didn't feel right for me. And then I saw a pistol that I hadn't seen before. It was a micro compact. It was optics cut. It had awesome sights, and I'm like, what is that? Let me see that. Held it in my hand, and I'm like, yep, that's the one. That's it. Like, it just, everything about it just felt right. Is it perfect? No. But neither of them were. But this one just felt the best in my hand, and I hadn't heard of it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just was under a rock apparently, because in all my research for a micro compact, this one didn't even come up, and I'm a little upset at myself that I didn't know about it. But anyway, what'd I get? So I did not expect to get this. I got the Ruger Max 9. And I'm like, what is that? Let me see that. Let me hold it. Let me touch it. Let me smell it. Let me taste it. I didn't taste it. Didn't smell it either. That'd be weird. But I went in and saw this little thing of beauty here. And she comes with 2 mags. Let me get all this crap out of the way. And I can move this box. So, it doesn't come with anything special in there. Owner's manual, who reads that? All right, so in the box you get your 2 mags, pinky extension for your 10 round mag, your little Optic cut, your slide removal tool with the pins that you need to install an Optic. Cable lock that nobody will use, a rubber band, and a flag that I'll never use. So, all right, here's what I got that's actually useful. So the Max 9, this thing just felt so right to me, and it fits so well in my hand. And the reason it fits so well in my hand is this 12 round mag obviously extends it out so where my pinky will fully engulf that grip. Whereas when you have the flush mount 10 round mag, obviously it leaves a smaller footprint, but then your pinky kind of hangs off. Even with my little sausage fingers and my teenage little boy hands, still hangs off of there. But that's obviously what the pinky extension's for. So that will be installed probably. But the 12 round mag just go ahead and comes extended. So that's one reason it feels good. And then two, this trigger guard is undercut. So the rest of them weren't. The 365 wasn't, the Hellcat wasn't, the Glock wasn't. And what that does is allows my pointer finger to ride a little bit higher up on the frame. Or sorry, not my pointer, that's my freaking trigger finger, what an idiot. My middle finger, it allows it to ride a little further up on the frame to get that good grip. And for me, that's perfect. Whereas the other ones, they felt fatter back here and they didn't have this undercut, which pushed my hand a little further down, and it just felt more bulky to me in the grip, and it affected how I actually presented the firearm, and I didn't like it. So this one just felt great, and it came optics cut clearly, and then it has a tritium, and it has a tritium fiber optic front sight. So clear for all you weirdos out there. So it comes with a tritium fiber optic front sight and a blacked out U-notch rear sight, which is awesome. However, if you, for whatever reason, don't like that, which I do, I don't know why you wouldn't, but it has a shelf on here where you could get like a paint pen, white, red, orange, green, whatever you wanted to do, and you could actually color that little recessed black spot in with insert color of choice if that didn't work for you. However, when you actually hold one of these in your hand and you look at that front sight with that blacked out rear U-notch, it's perfect. And this is an awesome sight. This is probably one of the best features that it comes with standard on all models. It glows in the dark, in the daytime. No matter what, it's bright and it works. So this is the Ruger Max 9 Pro. So what makes it pro, it doesn't have the manual safety, which I despise. I hate external manual safeties, especially for a concealed carry option. When I'm concealed carrying, I don't want to have an additional step that I have to engage or disengage before I'm able to protect my life. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rock a no safety model anytime I can. Don't put your finger on the trigger. The gun's not gonna go off. That's your safety. Don't be an idiot. Anyway, I understand things do happen, but generally speaking, don't keep your finger on the trigger and the gun's not gonna go off. So like I said, it comes with two mags, 10+1, 12+1, which is awesome for such a small package. So this thing has a medium texture grip, which gives you just enough to feel, to make it feel comfortable in your hand without being so much that when you actually do carry it, it's not rubbing against your skin and freaking rubbing it raw on your belly. So it's like a very mild medium grip texture there. So it's pretty good. Your mag release works really well. Shoots the mag out, no issues there. Like pretty awesome. And this mag release, it's not ambidextrous, but it is reversible. So if you're a left-handed shooter, you can actually pop this off and switch it to this side to where you're now rocking the mag release on this end. Would it have been helpful to just make it ambidextrous? Sure, but 95% of shooters, I would probably say, are right-handed, so why incur that extra cost when you don't have to? We can just switch it ourselves if that applies to you as a shooter. One negative. So I'm going to go into a negative. The stock trigger. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but it has this excessive wiggle from side to side here. As far as the trigger itself firing, not terrible. It does have a fair amount of take up, which I'm not really fond of. But as far as it actually, performing, not the worst trigger out there. It's actually pretty decent. It's just, it does have a lot of take up, and it's just a little excessive in my point. And then I don't really think this should be rocking side to side like that. But for a budget Micro 9, this thing comes in over $100 cheaper than the next cheapest option. And all models of the Max 9, so the Pro and the standard option, they all come optics cut. They all come with this tritium fiber optic front sight. They all come with the reversible freaking magazine release. So this is standard. Like, all this stuff you get out of the box. Like, none of this is optional. You don't pay more. They're all relatively about the same price. So you're getting great value for this. And you're getting the 2 mags, the pinky extension for your flush mag if you so choose it out, and you get the cut slide. So what else? So these sights do co-witness when you mount an optic. They will co-witness. So what does co-witness mean? That means when you're looking through the optic, you can still see your front and rear sights while you're aiming through, so you don't lose the ability to use these. So if your optic were to, for whatever reason, crap out on you, you're not just shooting in the dark or peeing in the wind. You actually can still use your sights effectively through the optic without the red dot working if it were to go out for whatever reason. Another thing I don't like, the the slide release. Slide lock, slide release. So as far as locking, easy enough, you saw that. But because it's flush in here, so it has this housing right here around it. So I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it streamlined, and they're trying to make it to where nothing protrudes out, and it's just slick and just more streamlined, like I said. However, in doing so, when you have man-sized hands, or, I do have sausage fingers, but, they're still, manly. It's hard to press this freaking thing down, because you can see right here, I don't really get much. There's not really a shelf there. They're barely. So you have to use the very tip of your thumb there, and it's not impossible. I'm not a freaking wimp. I can do it. It's just comparatively to other options out there, it's a little freaking hard. So yeah, so I don't know. Take that for what it is. Maybe it's an issue for you. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But you can always just do the old slingshot challenge there. One other negative, the takedown. I don't like pins that you have to take down. So what you have to do here is there's this little lever right here. So you push that down, and then you just cock this back about 1/8 of an inch, and then you have to use a pin, punch, whatever, and knock that pin out, and then your slide will come off. Unfortunately, I can't show you that. I'm trying to get monetized, guys, and once you go that route, you can't show the install, disassembly of firearms related parts and stuff. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you guys that, but it's so easy a caveman could do it. You literally pull this down, slide it back about 1/8 of an inch, punch that pin out, and then the slide comes off. This thing has a what does it have? So, the optics cut. So it is the standard Shield RMS cut. So many options: Holosun, 407K, 507K, Sig Romeo 0, what is it? Sight Mark, Micro Shot or Mini Shot, whatever it's called. A bunch of options. So if it has that same screw hole pattern, it'll fit on this slide, so nothing crazy there. It does have a hardened alloy slide and a cold hammer forged barrel. Is that a little bit overboard? Yeah. However, I'm not going to complain about having a cold hammer forged barrel, because that just means this thing's going to last darn near forever, depending how much I shoot this thing. So, but yeah, this thing's going to last quite a while, and it's going to hold up, and it's going to be really nice. Let's see. So it's really surprising that I didn't see this thing marketed. So once I actually found out about it, I obviously started watching YouTube videos on it, and I found out that when Ruger marketed this, they actually used Coleon Noir, which is a pretty well-respected name in the firearms industry, Second Amendment community. He's freaking huge. So he actually, you know, I wouldn't say endorsed, but he did endorse the Ruger Max 9. He did a whole video series evolution on it. He's actually did a couple videos on it, and he had nothing but good things to say about it. Now, was there maybe some incentive for him to say good things? No doubt, absolutely. I'm sure he was compensated for his time. However, I feel like he was genuine in his assessment of the pistol for, you know, for what the average shooter or the average everyday carrier guy is going to do. Can you get a better firearm? Maybe. Is this an excellent firearm? Absolutely. You know, these things are all subjective. Everybody gets in their feelings and what they have is the best. And if you don't have what I have, then you're subpar. If you prefer the Hellcat and you're better with the Hellcat, it feels better to you, you shoot better with it, then by all means, get the Hellcat. If the P365 is better for you, it feels great, it shoots well, and it's awesome, by all means, use the P365. If the Ruger Max 9 feels well to you, shoots well for you, and you like it, then buy the Ruger Max 9. It's really not that hard, guys. So what a lot of people do is they try to oversell something because they have it, so it makes it the best. I've identified a few flaws with this. However, for me, for everything that you do get, and for the price point, which I haven't even gone over yet, this thing is pretty freaking awesome. And that's why, for me, this worked for me. If it doesn't work for you, don't buy it. That's fine. I'm just throwing out my assessment, what I feel about it. And maybe that means absolutely jack crap to you, and that's fine. I'm just trying to give people a heads up. And if you want to implore and research it and go to your local gun shop and hold it, feel it, touch it, smell it, taste it, then by all means do so. So this thing has an MSRP of $579. However, you can find these in gun shops anywhere from like $430 to $480 all day long. I happen to get mine for, what did I get it for? $475 plus tax, which is an irrelevant number because insert your state is whatever your tax is going to be, if you have tax in your state. Some states don't. So yeah, $579 plus tax, $479 plus tax, which isn't a bad deal considering the next cheapest option was like right around $600 for the optics cut. Now, you can get a Hellcat 365 for cheaper, but they're not going to be optics cut. So the optics cut versions of those are about probably no less than around $600, unless you catch a deal somewhere $580-ish. Either way, still over $100 more than the Max 9. And for me, for what this offered with the sights, optics cut already, the grip, how it felt, the undercut trigger guard, everything about the cold hammer forged barrel, everything about that to me just lined up. Like, you know, certain people have certain criteria, and those stars for me aligned, and that's why I made the choice that I made. And overall, I'm happy with what I did, because now I'm going to be different. Everybody's got a 365, everybody's got a Hellcat, and if those would have felt right to me, if they would have had what I was looking for, if it spoke to me at the store, that's what I would have bought, but it didn't. This did, and I'm fine with that. So I already picked up a few accessories, so I waited a couple days to make this video because I wanted to get a few things in. Now, unfortunately, I can't show the install of this, but I did go with the SIG Romeo Zero. It's one of the more budget-friendly reflex sights for these micro compact 9s. However, I feel like it's going to work well for me. So we're going to see. A lot of the optics have a 6 MOA. The SIG Romeo Zero actually has a 3 MOA. I think they do have a 6 MOA version, but I went ahead and got the 3 MOA version. And it is one of the ones that has a smaller footprint. So I really just wanted to keep this package as small and light as possible, because that's the whole point. I'm trying to get away from carrying the big, heavy, you know, carry 24/7. 24/7, you say? 24/7. No, all right, maybe like 18/7, 19/7. I don't freaking know. Who knows? Point is, I carry it every day. So I wanted it to be as light and streamlined as possible. This sight allows me to do that. If this doesn't work out for whatever reason, maybe I'll try the Holosun, because I've just been curious about Holosun for a while now, and I haven't actually hopped on the Holosun train yet. So maybe I'll give it a go. And then I picked up just a cheap in the waistband holster. I do carry appendix because that's the only way I feel you should carry. It does have good retention. I think maybe a little bit too much retention. You see how, I mean, maybe I think I can adjust that here with the this little screw. Yeah, I'm gonna back that off a little bit because it is a little. Give me my damn gun, man. So I noticed when I actually had it in my pants to draw, it pulled out just fine, but getting it back in there was the issue. And this is optics cut, an optics cut holster. So once I put the red dot on here, it's not gonna hit. Now this was just a holster that I could get right away. It's a CYA, just a, I think I got it on Amazon. So let me go ahead and try to back this off a little bit here real quick. See if it makes it any easier. Way better, dude. All right, so that was easy enough. But yeah, this was just like a $30 holster to get me by. So I want to order a legit holster, but they have a 9 to 11 week processing time because they're all made to order. So that's going to take quite a while, but it will be a more streamlined, efficient holster that is a little bit better and tucks a little bit better. So I don't really want to do this to you guys. I don't want to give you a free crotch shot. That's usually reserved for my OnlyFans. Just kidding. But we'll go ahead and put this in here and see how she looks. So yeah, this thing doesn't really print. I don't wear freaking huge baggy clothes, but I don't wear the metrosexual super tight show off my, you know, BB guns shirts either. But yeah, there's very minimal printing. So the reason I want to get another holster is because, so this, you'll see how the grip is kicked out a little bit. So the other ones will have the ability to, the way they're designed, it pushes out, which forces, it pushes out on the muzzle, which forces the grip inward a little bit. So you'll print even less. But as far as how this holster rides, I mean, it does fine. It's down in there. I can draw it pretty easily. Now that I adjusted it, it actually goes back in pretty easily. So for what I wanted, it conceals very well, and it's light, and it's a lot smaller because I was carrying a 4-inch service model Springfield XD9. So yeah, a lot lighter, a lot smaller. So there's that. So dimensions. How small is this little guy? So this thing is, what is it? So it has a 0.98 or 98 inch, so less than 1 inch slide width. So very, very slim. Let me look at my cheat sheet here because I'm not going to pretend to know everything. The barrel is 3.2 inches long. This thing is 6 inches long from the widest points of the pistol. 6 inches. So ladies, if you're watching and he says 6 inches, here you go. Sorry kids if you're watching. Inappropriate, I know. Anyway, so this thing is 4.5 inches tall. which is pretty, I'm pretty sure that is measuring with the flush fitting magazine, because the 12 plus, or the 12 round mag makes it does make it sit a little higher. So 4.5 with the flush fit mag, and this thing comes in at 18.38 ounces, which is pretty, it's one of the lighter options. That's standard with, I think, the 365 and the Hellcat. I think the Shield Plus is the heaviest one, and that one creeps up on 20 to 21 ounces, which still isn't that bad, but it's not that light either. So, you know, ounces equal pain when you're carrying all day. Yeah, that's about it. This thing's pretty awesome. So I like it so far. And the only thing left to do to really see how I like it is to put it through its paces at the range. Now, how she does there is really the deciding factor. So I did order something to try to help with recoil management. So these micro compacts are known to be pretty snappy because you're getting essentially the same bang, the same inertia in a smaller package. So whereas a compact, subcompact, or a full size, they absorb more of that recoil just being a larger frame. These smaller micro 9s, you know, for all intents and purposes, give out the same inertia in a smaller package. So they're a little bit more snappy. It takes a little bit more effort to keep them down. So what I did to try to combat that was I ordered a new recoil and guide rod spring from Galloway Performance. I'm sorry, but I don't really remember. Galloway Performance, I want to say it is, or Galloway Precision. I don't know. Either way, look them up. They're the only ones really making anything for the Ruger. And I'm waiting for their freaking trigger to come in stock. The guy told me when I emailed him last week that they would be back in stock Friday night or tonight, which is Monday night. And I checked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all day today, and they're still not in stock. They are picking it up from anodizing. So anyway, that trigger is supposed to take out about 20 to 25% of that take up and that creep, and get rid of that, which will pretty much eliminate all the negative things about this pistol, minus the takedown, which is subjective. Some people might like it, some people don't. It's, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't really care. It's kind of inconvenient, because what if I lose that pin if I'm out in the field or something happens where I have to, like, you know, field strip it? But who knows? What are the odds of that? And then just the slide lock / slide release. As far as locking, locks in fine, but the release part of it, you got to put some effort into it. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to catch myself slingshotting more than I should, or more than I'm used to, or I'll just develop a callus here on the side of my thumb and figure it the F out. Who knows? So I'm going to go ahead and put my optic on here, because this is going to be my carry, and I'm going to carry it with an optic. So I don't really see the point of shooting it without the optic if I need to practice with the optic. So I'm going to go ahead and install it before I even ever shoot this thing. And then I'm going to shoot it without installing the guide rod spring upgrade and without the trigger upgrade. And then once I replace those parts, I'm going to shoot it again to kind of compare how the weapon reacts, how I react, and if my accuracy and keeping the muzzle down and, you know, target reset improves at all, if any. It should, in theory, but we'll see what actually happens. The proof is in the pudding. And did I say this thing is made in the US of A, whereas some of our competitors aren't made in the US of A, which, gasp. How could you? I'm just kidding. I don't really care. My Springfield's made in Croatia, whatever. But anyway, it is American made for what that's worth, if it is worth it to you. And it's got Prescott, Arizona, where this thing is manufactured, right here on the frame itself. And apparently the guys and gals of Prescott, Arizona were pretty proud of this. So thank you, guys. And yeah, we're gonna put this optic on, and I will be right back because, again, I can't show you me putting it on. But I will say that there's 2 little pins in this bag. Once you take these 2 screws off on the top, you pull that slide or this optic slide cover off, and then these 2 little pins, there'll be 2 holes back here. That's where they drop into, and then your optic will go on and screw on just into the holes like you would assume. Make sure you use some blue thread locker, Loctite, whatever you call it. And I will be right back, guys. So guys, if you can tell, I don't have an optic on here. You wanna know why? This epic piece of crap didn't work right out of the box. So install the battery, hold button for 2 seconds, doesn't turn on, hold it for 5 seconds, doesn't turn on for 8 seconds, doesn't turn on, press it just quick, doesn't turn on. It just doesn't work. So this will be returned, and now I'm debating if I should get another one or just go with something else. Clearly, some of them work or they wouldn't sell any. I don't know, I just got a dud, I guess. But yeah, it doesn't work. It does not turn on. So that sucks because I got it all the way on before I decided to test it out, and then I had to take it off and put my slide cover back on. So there's that. So Amazon holster works though. Sick. So we got something out of the deal. So I will order another optic, whether it's this or another, and I'll get back with you guys on an update, hopefully at the range, where I will shoot this without the upgraded guide rod and spring and with the upgraded guide rod and spring. And I ordered 2 extra 12-round mags also, got a deal. Where did I get them from? I don't know, I'll update you guys in the next video, but there were 2 of them for like 45 bucks, which is pretty good because on Ruger's site they have 2 for like $65. So it's about 20 bucks off, which is almost another whole 3rd mag. So take that for what you will. I will, you know what, I'll link it in the description. Not link it, but I will spell out the website and you can type it into your search bar from there. Because if I link it, again, I won't be able to get monetized. Why, YouTube? Why? I'm not a criminal here. We're all consenting adults. Anyway, so Ruger Max 9. Check it out. She's legit. So the next, I actually do want to do this. The next closest gun I have to its size in the house is my wife's Taurus G2C. And let me put the old 10 rounder in here, the old flush fit. Should do it the right way. But significantly smaller footprint. Slide way slimmer, and then the grips here way smaller. Yes, they're empty. God, chill out. So yeah, this thing has the external safety I was talking about, but it's for my wife, so I'd rather safety be a redundancy for her than for myself. But yeah, significantly smaller. This is considered a subcompact. This is a micro. So there's your difference. About what's that? About a ½ inch shorter. Damn, like a lot shorter as far as height goes. Yeah, a lot smaller. Not as bulky. This thing just, I don't know, very high point-esque. So it actually doesn't shoot too bad. It's a pretty decent gun. I mean, Taurus has stepped up their game a lot recently. The GX4, whole other animal. G2C, it's fine for what it is. For my wife, she doesn't really do too much, so just something to have in case she needs it. But yeah, that's not what this video is about. It's about the Max 9. So check it out. It's pretty sweet. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. If you're gonna talk trash, talk trash. Just articulate yourself well. Makes sense. If you don't like it, That's your opinion. That's fine. If I like it, that's just my opinion. And you don't have to like it. That's fine. But I'm not coming to your channel to call you stupid. So if that's what you're going to say, then whatever, man. I don't got time for it. So anyway, have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. Ruger Max 9 Micro Compact 9mm optics cut, badass front sight tritium fiber optic, and it is ready to go. Thanks for watching.